Hello pilots and welcome back. It has been far too long since I've actually done a let's play. So tonight I am going to be doing a very interesting new campaign that's just recently come out. It is called Series Ressurecta. So it's actually split into two smaller campaigns. I'm going to be starting with Genna's Gate. So let's get right into this one. Through me, the way to the city Dolens. This actually came out just a couple of days ago. I've actually been, through Discord, been doing some of the, while watching one of my good friends, Mr. Walter Smits, playing this. So I also thought I'd try my hand at this as well. Alrighty then, let's see what we've got here.
Welcome aboard April 14th, 2335 GTD Veritas Delta Serpentines 0330 hours to all pilots joining us now. Welcome aboard the GTD Veritas. This is the commanding officer, Admiral Sergei Ressurecta. In normal situations, we would adequately introduce the destroyer and its crew, both known for their hospitality throughout the fleet. Regrettably, recent developments require an immediate resolution, so I'm afraid introductions will have to wait. Current situation. Part 1. It remains difficult to comprehend that contact with Sol has been severed. It's a scenario nobody could have foreseen. The final assault on the Lucifer succeeded and the warship was ultimately destroyed, thus preventing the Shevans from destroying all life on Earth, as they did with Ressurecta Prime. The subsequent collapse of the only jump node connecting GTA space to Sol has caught us by surprise. Our protocols were not adequate for such a scenario, but, despite this, we have reassembled a chain of command and are well organized in our effort of bringing this war to an end. This is a historic moment, pilot, and if you believe the loss of all contact with Sol a tragedy, think about how the world students may feel. At least, our home world is safe. Current situation. Part 2. As many tacticians have confirmed, the destruction of the East D Lucifer has effectively increased our chances of victory. The Sheevan fleet is not as organized as it used to be, and even when significantly outnumbered, our forces managed to achieve important victories throughout the remaining contested systems. Both GTA and PDN forces will soon enter ROS 128, the system where the Sheevans first attacked. Intelligence on Sheevan activities in that system is poor, but we do expect an imminent and total victory over our enemy. Our second front for allied operations will focus on Ekai, the system currently serving as a secondary Sheevan stronghold. Clear it out, and we'll be ready to fully secure Terran and Ressurecta space.
Very cool.
Upcoming operation. Part 1. Our objectives are simple. Secure the ROS 128 jump nodes during Delta Serpentines and then jump to the system itself to eliminate all Sheevan forces left. We are working with the full cooperation of the PDN, and the fact that the Sheevans have lost their capacity to efficiently plan strikes is encouraging. In any case, we would be well advised to exercise caution during the final approach. We don't expect to suffer severe losses, but we know for sure that overestimation of our current logistical advantages may be dangerous.
Interesting.
Upcoming operation. Part 2. The PDN project will oversee the upcoming operation, while the Veritas will remain behind to handle logistical support. Due to the joint nature of the operation, however, I have informed the highest Ressurecta authorities that a small force from the Veritas will be sortied ahead of the Imhotep itself to weaken the Sheevan position near the node. The force will then continue to support Ressurecta forces operating in the sector until the situation is stabilized. Before being introduced to your new squadron leaders, we'd like you to brief you on data regarding newly discovered Sheevan assets. New bomber class, SV Seraphim. The newly discovered Zeratin appears to be far more dangerous than the Naphthalim. It's larger, more rift system and also has a notable missile capacity. Its true capabilities remain unknown.
It is dangerous.
This bomber is slow and easy to hit, so it can be easily overwhelmed by interceptors provided that there are no Sheevan fighters nearby. We lack knowledge of its armament, but we believe it usually carries powerful torpedoes which may be lethal to destroyers and installations alike. So far, the Seraphim has only been encountered during operations in Delta Serpentines, while our forces attempting to eradicate the Ikai branch of the Sheepman fleet have yet to report any encounters with this new bomber class. When encountered, the Seraphim should be considered the top priority for interceptor pilots. It's been classified as a class of threat by command. New
Well, that's
freighter
nice.
class, SFR. Just very little is known about the district. Only 2 units of this class have been encountered, and only one of them has been destroyed thus far. The purpose of this freighter seems to be carrying the SAC-3, a large but fragile cargo container which can be quickly and easily dispatched with primaries. Much like the Seraphim, the SFR-DIS and SAC-3 units are commonly seen only on the Delta Serpentines, Cross 128 front, as none of them have been reported yet in Antares, Rebos or Ikai. It has a very limited number of turrets for self-defense, but these weapons should not be underestimated. Command has classified the DIS a Class C threat. New cargo class, SAC-3. As far as we know, this cargo container is carried by the SFR-DIS freighter only. It's very large for a container, but is also extremely fragile and can be quickly destroyed. Due to its low hull strength, the SAC-3 is believed to carry supplies of limited importance. Nevertheless, Command recommends taking down these units when in range, provided that there are no Sheepman threats nearby. Welcome to the 144th for all replacement pilots joining us here in Delta Serpentines. Welcome to the 144th Ghost Dolphins Squadron.
Ghost
I'm Captain
Dolphins,
Arnie
what?
Stinson, Squadron Leader. Ours is a flexible unit, but we specialize in close support to warships and bombers as well as in any kind of task which involves the deployment of fighters to gather intel of strategic relevance. Due to our flexibility, we'll sortie a number of wings ahead of the Vosudan Force task to secure the Ross 128 jump node, while the others will be deployed throughout the system for patrol duties. Report to the briefing room in 2 hours for your first assignments. Pilots, listen up. You were supposed to have your first briefing with the 144th in an hour and a half, but we have a situation developing, so you'll need to operate ahead of schedule. Despite the tactical and numerical advantage we enjoy over the Sheepmans, our effort to retake the system and force all of their units to withdraw to Ross 128 has found a new obstacle. The SP Megalodon, a Kane-class cruiser, has become a threat of head-scratching dimensions. As you all know, Kanes are not usually a serious threat to our forces and are believed to be only slightly stronger than our own Henry's cruiser. However, the Megalodon has been giving us more problems than we could have ever expected for a ship of...
Interesting though, because Kane-class cruisers are destroyed by fighters without any problems at all though, until they got upgraded with beam cannons.
3 days ago, the Megalodon was engaged by the GTC set and wings of fighters, but easily emerged victorious from the engagement, in circumstances our strategists have yet to clarify. Precisely 23 hours ago, the cruiser was engaged by the PDC Jack and Wings combat spacecraft. The Vosudans thought the cruiser was no longer capable of repelling an attack, but their task force was wiped out in no time, and they're still trying to figure out what happened. 15 minutes ago, the more aggressive strike on the Megalodon was carried out. The GTC Talbot and the full wings of bombers were sent to deal with the cruiser. However, contact with our forces was lost 1 minute after their arrival. Preliminary scans of the area of engagement suggest that our forces have been destroyed, once again. Even when the technological gap between us and the Sheepmans was considerable, losses to Kanes were not comparable to those we have seen in the last 3 days in our engagements with the Megalodon. Like the Terranese and a few other cruisers we as Alliance faced before, the Megalodon appears to have notable command and control capabilities compared to other Sheepman forces, partially replacing those of the downed Lucifer. Yet still, those cruisers pose much less of a threat to well-planned strikes than the Megalodon does. Our recent losses to this cruiser cannot be explained with mere overconfidence in our logistical superiority. It is possible that the Megalodon belongs to a previously unknown class of Sheepman cruisers, similar in shape and armor to the Kane but far deadlier than a Lily when it comes to armament. This time, we will employ a different tactic. Rather than trying to overmatch the cruiser via pure firepower, we will deploy 4
He's using the
wings
new
of
models,
interceptors
that's
and
nice.
space superiority fighters at a safe distance from the cruiser, and advance progressively to a closer approach. 2 wings from the 151st Outlaws, Flying Valkyrie Interceptors, will lead the sortie and are also tasked with executing the scan of the Megalodon once its escort has been destroyed. We'll be sending in 2 wings from our squadron, and your designations in this mission will be Gamma and Delta. Your role will be limited to space superiority, so the fighter of choice will be the aging Apollo. Nevertheless, you will be able to customize your loadout before launch.
Well, that's helpful at least.
The Sheevens may be fooled into thinking that one or more allied cruisers will make the jump to engage the Megalodon directly, but that won't happen until you weaken the vessel and take down its primary anti-warship weapons. At that point, bombers and possibly warships will enter the area to finish off the Megalodon. The DTC Angel of Lear, a Fenris-class cruiser, and the PVC Beetlezer, an Aiden-class cruiser, are currently on standby, waiting for deployment where and when needed. We don't know how many reinforcements the King can muster, but 4 full wings of fighters should be enough to handle any possible incoming. Prioritize interceptors going after our bombers, and enemy bombers going after our ships. The Veritas itself may also be deployed if requested by command. We will not make the same mistakes again. 3 cruisers lost to a Kane are unacceptable in this stage of the conflict, where we get encouraging reports from every single other battle theater. We won't know what's behind the Megalodon's power, but we will overcome this obstacle. You can customize your loadout, but hurry up. The cruiser is known for not spending more than 30 minutes in the same area. Dismissed.
Alright, interesting, okay. Destroy the Megalodon's fighter escort. Help Allied forces neutralize the Megalodon if needed. Alright. Ooh. Wow, they actually changed it here, that's nice. Wow. Okay, I think for something like this, I think I'm definitely probably going to go with the Hercules in this case. Yeah, definitely has a lot more firepower for something like this. Ranger cannon, what else we got? The Ressurecta cannon. That's actually not a bad idea, actually. No, that thing is useless. I thought it was a Subak for a second there. There we go, that's the stuff. That's the interceptor. Very helpful. And Fury. Yeah. Under normal circumstances, I'd probably do that, but I need more missiles in this sense. Oh, hello, that's nice.
Jump sequence successful.
Ooh, nice. You've made the change in warship there, nice.
State formation.
Just look at that, the Apollo actually looks so much bigger than the Herc. Gen's Gate. I gotta admit that's very nice. See, these little touches make a mod so much nicer. There it is.
There it is. The Megalodon is in sight 12 clicks away.
Does this thing
Keep a tight
have...
formation during the approach. Gamma 1, go back to your squadron. We're not rushing here. Sensor contact with previous force confirmed. Reading multiple debris fields and couple of crippled Medusas.
Whoa, whoops.
No life signs, though.
Ouch.
There's some Sheevan debris as well.
Well, not on
At
purpose.
least the Tomboys didn't go down without a fight.
All for one.
3 full wings of fighters have formed up on the Megalodon. I've never seen such a well-guarded cruiser. Who knows what happened? Thousands of Terran and Gosuku souls lost to that ship, now that we're closer than ever to peace. Pilots, please be quiet during the approach and proceed with the operation. We'll deploy a couple of support ships to bring the bombers back to the Veritas later. Incoming jump signature from Asmodeus class freighter has jumped and designation is at board. Request update. Command. Ignore it for now. We'll monitor its actions.
Oh, can't even go after those.
Second Asmodeus freighter arriving. Designation I-9X. Its arrival pattern and heading are similar to that of the Abhorred. An Azrael class transport has jumped in and is headed to the freighters. The Abhorred has deployed to Trident class sentry guns.
Deploying sentry guns, why?
A third freighter, the Mighty, has jumped in.
Okay, why are these freighters jumping in?
Second Azrael arriving. Designation Dilator. There are for sentry guns now.
Sentry guns, that's interesting.
The number of sentry guns has increased to 6. The Shevans are definitely building up the cargo depot there.
These things are just appearing out of nowhere.
10 sentry guns are in the depot, and their number is increasing. What the? The Aquarius Emperor's wings have departed, leaving Lycra alone. Let's hit the Hellraiser now that we have the chance. The Aquarius Emperor's wings have jumped back in. It's a pincer attack. Engaged.
Oh no. Why is it all bloody dragons?
Dragon vanquished. Nice work. Whatever the Shevans are going to place there, they want to protect it very well. Another dragon is down.
Oh, got him.
Space superiority will be ours. The Cardinite just deployed the
Woo!
last sentry and
Hot
made
shots.
the jump.
I love that.
Good shot. 2 dragons remain. Let's get them.
Oh, looks like someone's using interceptor missiles. Very helpful.
Converge on the last one. The Aquarius Emperor's wings are down. The Abhorred has left the area. Command.
They really need to give this one another
There goes the
facelift, this
mighty.
ship. I think it's the next one that needs a
There are
facelift.
8 Trident sentry guns in the area. Now, we're not taking any chances. We're deploying a task force to clear the depot. We intend to seize full control of the area.
Oh, he's bugging out.
The Megalodon is well out of range, so all units will not come under enemy fire. The Megalodon is jumping out. Command, the main target has jumped out. No scans have been completed. Take care of the depot and secure the area. We'll deal with the Megalodon later. Light rumbling is no more. Nice work.
Alright, let's go off to the transports.
We've jumped to the designated coordinates. Now commencing our attack on the newly established Sheevan depot. The Veritas is jumping in as well. That's a relief. This is the GT Veritas. We're moving into security area.
I see that's always a welcome sign, is to see an Orion class destroyer just like
Short range and are picking up a signal from one of the crippled bombers. That's strange. Sensors report no life signs aboard. This is Kappa 1. My bomber's been crippled and shrapnel damaged my communications. Get out of here, everybody. Transports eliminated.
Uh-oh.
Virgo Wing has wiped out the survivors. I'm also reading many incoming jump signatures. The Megalodon has jumped back to this position. We'll take care of this threat with our heavy artillery. So be it. Be careful, Veritas. We do not know what the warship is really capable of. Be ready for a second jump. Stop those bombers. We're too far from the cruisers. This is the Angel of Lear. We're reading multiple subspace fluctuations in our immediate vicinity. Sentries cleared.
Uh-oh. Some bomber
Those
activity
Zarethans
going on
are
there.
using some new weapon.
Woo!
I can't get a clear reading. The
Why
Shiva
on
depot
earth would
has
they
been
just
secured.
deploy these 8 new cruisers? They are
Artillery
so
will not be
terrible.
able to stop them all. Protect the Veritas, Terrans. We are transmitting all data obtained from the torpedoes at close range. Long live the Emperor. The bombers jumped out. Are they coming back? Pilot, form up immediately all around the Veritas. We are analyzing all data obtained by the Belsuitans. The new torpedo type has been designated Mandragor. The Seraphim Strike Force is designated Malebranche. Here they come. Malebranche is back. They're attacking from our stern. Intercept the bombers, but keep an eye on those torpedoes. We are finding a way to monitor the movement of those Seraphims and to react accordingly. We're scrambling Epsilon Wing. Using the Phoenix, it should be easier to intercept the bombers at long range. Half the sentries have been destroyed. The Megalodon has been eliminated. Command. Nothing
They
but an
still blow up
ordinary
nicely.
Be ready to expect a third wave. Pilot.
Uh-oh.
We're reading more fluctuations. If our data is correct, Malebranche Wing will be attacking us from port and starboard. We're going to find out soon. Predictions were correct. Malebranche have split into two and are attacking from bow and stern.
Engaging now, sir.
Alright, boys, let's show our appreciation to them coming all this way out here. Interesting new type of bombs.
They're departing again. What kind of Shivan witchcraft is this? Probably much more than believed. Pilot, we're continuing to monitor subspace fluctuations, but this time there's something odd in our readings. We can't predict their next entrance point.
So they've
Stay
got
alert.
hyperspace
Pilot.
missiles.
They're arriving all around the Veritas. Split and engage.
Oh, jeez.
Engaging now, sir.
They're gonna keep doing this.
They're going out again. We believe they won't have a chance to recharge their drives for a sixth attack. Terminate them as soon as they arrive. We need this threat cleared once and for all.
There's no ways they can keep doing this.
Malebranche have made the jump for the fifth and possibly last time. You are to go in with weapons hot. Pilot. Let's clear the area. Pilot.
Engaging now, sir.
Bomber down. We've got a second bomber. Pilot, stay focused. We have sustained damage from enemy weapons.
Whoa,
and
jeez, they
require
are
more
launching.
assistance. Third bomber eliminated. Those torpedoes are incredible. They jump from one point to another. They're so unpredictable. The Albron strike force down 50%. 3 bombers remain. Intercept manned rotor force.
There we go, one more.
Pilot,
One more.
we have sustained
Finish it
heavy
off, boys,
damage.
finish it off.
Report serious malfunction.
Don't let it even get a chance to fire off
Intensify
another
your cover,
torpedo.
or we will be forced to depart from this area. 2 bombers are left.
Boom, got
Only
him.
1 bomber is legged.
And he's
Excellent.
gone.
All Malbranche bombers have been neutralized. You have saved countless lives, pilot. 1 wingman is down. We've lost another wingman. The area is cleared. Alpha, Beta, and Epsilon, continue your escort until we leave. We're sending Zeta to enforce our defensive screen. Gamma and Delta, you are ordered to land. We'll be jumping out to a safer location once you land.
So land.
Welcome back to the Veritas,
Yay.
pilot. Our victory over
That
the
wasn't so bad.
Megalodon and the Malbranche wing of bombers are much awaited news. We were wrong in considering the Megalodon a new class cruiser, but had to pay the price of discovering that our recent losses were in fact due to the previously unseen Malbranche bombers and their subspace torpedoes. The manned rotor appears to be a fast torpedo that sacrifices power in favor of the ability to execute a micro jump to another location of the battlefield, and proceed on its run from there. This capacity has never been observed before in any weapon. The process of micro-jumping seems to be random and out of the control of either the torpedo itself or the Seraphim launching it. The fact that the Sheevens built the detour only to lure more warships into combat shows some extraordinary strategic capacity. The Megalodon-Malbranche combo was meant to face capital ships, and, at first, our operation didn't involve any. Their makeshift depot resulted in 2 of our finest cruisers being sortied right where Malbranche wing could pulverize them. We have lost 5 cruisers and 6 fighter wings to this Sheevan strategy, and most of these losses were preventable. Many things didn't go as planned, and earlier recovery of the crippled bombers that survived the previous sortie may have saved those cruisers. The delay in the deployment of said cruisers may have saved them, because your wings were close to clearing the cargo depot in their place. The Angel of Fear and the Joseph had no place there even if they were at a safe distance from the Megalodon. The Veritas itself came in serious danger without actually achieving any strategic result for us. We definitely need to rethink our operational procedures at this stage of the conflict. Preliminary intelligence reports indicate that Malbranche and other similar strike groups have been operating in Terran and Ressurecta space for quite some time. Several sudden losses in both the GTA and the PVN were once attributed to the Lucifer, but may have been caused by Malbranche bomberwing instead. The Veritas sustained heavy damage during the mission, and while the manned rotor towards caught us by surprise, our strategists believe that a significant number of impacts might have been preventable. Our next objective will be securing the jump node to Ross 128 as planned, in a joint operation with the Ressurectans. Report back to the briefing room at 15:30 for your next assignment. Dismissed.
Yeah, interesting though, I will say though, because it's interesting for Sheevens to use missiles they actually can do their own micro jumps. The only time I've actually seen that was in Blue Planets. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, well let's see what else is in store for us. Through me, the way is to Eternal Dole.
With the megaload down, the time to secure the Ross 128 node here in Delta Serpentis has finally come. 10 minutes ago, we've been informed by Admiral Intep himself that the PVD Imhotep will be deployed in less than 1 hour, so this leaves us enough time to plan our mission and deploy our force to help secure the node.
Well, that's helpful.
Due to the current lack of info regarding the Shivan presence near the node, our force will also be deployed to determine the extent of Shivan activity in the sector. Thanks to its remarkable speed and maneuverability, the spacecraft of choice for this mission will be the GDF Valkyrie. Although the Valkyrie is not a recommended choice when battling large and slow-moving targets, it's more than capable of handling small transports, freighters and combat spacecraft. You will be performing a dual role, reconnaissance from safe distance, and close support to heavier units and warships. We expect a number of Shivan assets to attempt an escape to Ross 128. These units will have to be destroyed, and it's preferable to do that well before they get too close to the node. Once the Imhotep jumps in, its neutron cannons will provide a more efficient barrage.
Well, so they've definitely given those destroyers a nice upgrade. Very
The
nice.
arrival of our allied Typhon destroyer will mark the beginning of full Volsudan control over the entire theater of operations, although you will still receive your orders via command and the Veritas. Keep in mind that it is still critical to be focused during your mission. The Shivans may be on the verge of defeat, but we have learned from the previous operation that they should never be underestimated, not even when victory is close at hand. Good luck, pilots.
Okay, so we gotta help the student forces securing the Ross 128 jump node and destroy all Shivan units in the area. So they want me to use the Valkyrie. It's a decent choice, actually. We could use a Herc. Hey, I can swap. Nice. Yeah, I'd much prefer the Herc, thank you very much. I think what I want to do for this, I'm going to go dual versions of these. Load up a lot of these. There we go. This way I can shunt more power to engines this route.
Gamma and Delta wings, you're authorized to jump to the Ross 128 node. Be advised our latest tactical updates on the area are outdated. Be prepared
I've
for
seen those
anything.
before, those things are
We'll take
very
care of
deadly.
things. Jumping out
But
to
since
the
it's no beam
designated
cannons, we
coordinates.
should hopefully be fine.
We're in position. The jump node is in sight, and we've spotted the freighters on their way to Ross 128. I'm also reading a cane in really bad shape. Things barely holding together. We have something new here. Command, there are 6 fighters and a cruiser patrolling the node. One of the cruisers is a cane, but the other units are not in our database. Confirmed, pilot. The fighters are designated succubus while the cruiser has been designated able.
Well, that one's
Do
not
not
going to last
approach
very
these
long.
units until further notice. Proceed to attack the escaping convoy.
So Gamma Wing and Delta. So the problem with the Valk, in cases like these though, it's not good for going up against big capital ships like this. So I'd rather use a Herc for this. At least be given a choice at least, that would be very nice, but they don't even want to give us the damn choice.
The Circurin is going down. Vertolden engaged and destroyed successfully. Command. That was the last fighter in Scorpio Wing. Freighter destroyed. We have reports that 6 Shivan transports are headed to the jump node. They don't have any Discord fighters. Second freighter destroyed. Nice work, pilot. Acknowledged. Command. Just waiting for them to arrive. We have eliminated the Shivan transport. Leo with his
So I'm guessing this one's
engage
mine
us.
then.
Exercise caution during this engagement, pilot.
Never mind.
The succubus fighters are very fast. Command. Another Alpha is down. It feels so good to be the attackers, not the defenders.
See, Fury missiles aren't actually bad.
Most
Still, I prefer having Tempest missiles though. Those are so much better. Succubus. That ain't charming me, that's for sure. Come here, then. Yeah, that was as much expected though. Can't have all that maneuverability without sacrificing some armor.
All fighters in Leo Wing have been shot down. They were fast and maneuverable, but very fragile. They may cause serious trouble to our bombers. All Shivan transports have been destroyed. Nice work, pilots. Now focus on weakening the enemy's defenses. The Imhotep is on its way. Clear the sentry guns and then support the Imhotep as it targets the cruisers with heavy fire.
Okay, let's restock with just about other missiles. See, that's one thing I like about the upgraded Tempest missile. It's far more powerful and you can load a lot more onto a ship like this.
Taking damage. Request cover. Rearming complete, sir.
You think these guys would just do the smart thing and just run away? Go straight for the cane, since it's the weakest of their cruisers. Shouldn't be too hard to kill by
This is the
myself.
Imhotep entering the field of
Finally.
engagement. We are currently preparing Alpha and Beta Wing for launch. Gamma and Delta continue to engage Shivan forces in the area. All pilots be advised that the Imhotep may need support if Shivan forces center the system from Ross 128. Stay on your guard.
Just means
We
this
don't
thing
know
got
if the
like
enemy will
much
attempt
better
to
anti-fighter
Two
laser
cruisers will be
cannons all of
trophied
a
to see
sudden.
full control of the node. Alpha is now on station.
Impressive, pilot.
We've eliminated the Draco.
Next.
Roger, sir. On our way.
This thing here, this
Command. The
Evil.
Able cruiser appears to be more armored and protected than Kane's, but it's not posing much of a threat. This is Beta. We've just taken off and are moving into position.
it's its weapon systems seem exceptionally weak.
The Letard going down. Stay clear. All sentry guns have been destroyed. Both Shivan cruisers have been destroyed.
Well, that was easy enough.
The area is clear. Well done. Rearm if you need to. Pilot, we need to consolidate our presence in this position.
Oh, so we're not done. Oh, okay.
Rearming complete, sir.
Yeah, that's fine. Still got 72% health. Should be enough for a while. Look how it bounces off.
Incoming Woodley-class cruiser with fighter escort
What?
across 128, designation Ressurecta.
Oh, that's
All
not good. That's a
units,
Lilith.
engage the Sheevan cruiser. Command, we don't have any bombers among us for a run on the Ressurecta. This is the info jet. We're scrambling additional wings. All pilots, try to disable the Ressurecta if you can. It's too
Thankfully,
late.
these basiliciks go down
Info jet.
easily.
The cruiser is engaging its subspace.
Hey.
Acknowledged. Pilot, we are already attempting to track the vessel through subspace. Eliminate the remaining escort fighters and security area. We'll send a task force to eliminate the target.
There you go.
Pixies wing eliminated. This is the info jet. Epsilon and Zeta wings are taking off.
Jeez,
and the
for once, it's one of those missions
reinforcement
where we actually have a
cruisers will
lot
reach
of
this
fighters
area in a matter of
to
seconds.
work with. Finally. God. Hello.
This is the PVC body. We've entered the designated area and are moving into position to blockade the node.
Roger, sir. On our way.
Well, it's nice that the support ships can work on both types.
Two naval-class cruisers are now entering the system, and no fighter escort is present. Engage at work.
Rearming complete, sir.
All taking serious damage.
Our wing of fighters has jumped in.
Looks like their engine systems are pretty easy to destroy. Next. Okay, well, it's nearly dead, but it doesn't matter. We gotta inflict as much damage as we can. That thing's gonna wreck our cruisers at this rate.
We've eliminated berries. The Les Master and his Armoya have been destroyed.
Roger, sir. On our way.
Command, we need heavy assault units here if we don't want any more Sheevan warships to pass through. Pilot, we are building up the blockade. Support our units in the process. If anything passes through, it will be dealt with. First the Megalodon, then the Malbranche bomber group, and now these new ship classes. What's happening here? I thought we were every day closer to victory. Malbranche is suspected to have been involved in engagements since the beginning of the war,
Oh, no,
and
not
the
these
new
guys
classes
again.
we're facing may be the bulk of their reserve fleet. There's nothing out of the ordinary in this, Terran. Say whatever you want, but something has happened between the destruction of the Lucifer and this. The Sheevans no longer seem disoriented. Pilot, leave the speculations to the strategists. We're reading strange subspace data. More Sheevan assets are about to enter Delta Serpentis. Engage them as soon as they arrive.
Affirmative, sir.
Have everyone form up here because these when these there you go, there they are, there they are.
What are those?
They're the Molochs.
Reading two Sheevan warships
Ooh,
and
and they're
Buffalo
looking
fighters.
nice.
The warships exceed cruiser specifications. Command. The new class of Sheevan warships has been designated as Sigmodon. We confirm it's very large for a cruiser. Intercept these
I am
units
so
at
glad that these things don't have beam
The
cannons.
vessels are too fast. We don't know that we can do it in time. Incoming enemy bombers. They're taking off from the Hawk cruisers. Command. Intercept the bombers and protect our assets. The vehicles are engaging their subspace drives. We'll be monitoring them.
He's jumping, he's
incoming
bugging out, he's bugging out.
bombers from Ross
Both of them are
128.
bitches.
Subspace pulses on these bombers are compatible with the recently encountered man-dropper torpedoes. Intercept these bombers at once.
Uh-oh.
Sir, I need a repair ship.
Taking damage. Request cover. Pilot, cease firing.
Well,
This
you're
is
in the way.
We have sustained heavy damage and require assistance. The bombers have been eliminated. Command. Capricorn was eliminated.
Uh-oh.
This is the GTC Sire. We've entered the field of engagement. The Sire and Omni will support PBN forces in their effort to blockade the node.
These are
Infotech,
Leviathan
what's the
jackets,
status
they're
on
a
the
whole
Scout
lot.
wings? Bombacron and Sigma wings have been prepared for launch. They should be taking off in a matter of seconds. Pilot, protect the Scout wings until they reach the node. Their recon task is critical. Epsilon and Theta, depart to these coordinates and group with the strike force on its way to attack the blockade runners.
It's nice to see that these destroyers actually just keep deploying more wings instead of leaving us with nothing to work with. I really do like the way how they put this mod together. It's very well thought out.
Rearming complete, sir.
Incoming
Here they
task
come.
features from Ross 128. Reading an unknown fighter class.
Engaging.
Designation for the new class is SF Hybrid. Intercept the fighters and protect our Scout. Pilot. We can afford to lose them now.
Great shot.
All Scouts have been destroyed. This will delay our intel gathering even further. The SF Hydra has strong shields, but when they are down it can be crippled with a few well-placed shots.
What's the problem with most
The
even
area is
vessels
clear.
though?
Gamma and Delta, you're authorized to return back to the Veritas. The other forces will take it from here.
What's going on for now, boys?
Welcome back to the Veritas, pilots. Our victory at Ross 128 was outstanding, and we also managed to limit our losses to a bare minimum. We couldn't expect such an impressive deployment of Sheevan forces from Ross 128, but the fact that we managed to achieve an important victory anyway proves how effective our strategies are. Admiral Dub himself appreciated our successful attempt at intercepting the convoy. These ships were very fast, and destroying them before they could jump out was not easy considering the enemy presence.
Good.
Good job taking down the Serpurian before it could jump to Ross 128. That cruiser, despite its damage, has been treating us for days. Our squadron has put an end to its running. Nothing is official yet, but it looks like the Sheevan forces are starting to regain the momentum they had at the beginning of the conflict. We're very close to a final resolution, but today's experience should serve as a lesson. Until the very end, do not underestimate the Sheevans and their capabilities. Command has ordered the Veritas to spearhead a secondary operation, the objective of which is eliminating the 3 Sheevan warships that passed through our blockade. A strike mission is currently being planned, and the enemy warships are expected to be destroyed swiftly. The new classes of Sheevan units we have encountered are being added to the databases of every single spacecraft, installation and warship in both the GTA and PBN. The new units appear to have impressive specifications, but our tacticians believe they can be dealt with. In particular, the Moloch has been redesignated with the SCV prefix. The newly discovered vessel, in fact, is now considered a corvette, the warship filling the gap between cruisers and destroyers. For more information regarding newly discovered units, you may use the tech room. Sadly, however, the Infotech's Scout wings did not manage to reach Ross 128. The sudden appearance of 3 Sheevan wings marked the failure of the Scout mission, as all Scouts were destroyed during the engagement. Although the Sheevan fighters overwhelmed the Seshat scouts, protecting at least one of them would have ensured a partial success. This last event will may have troublesome results. The battle for Delta Serpentes isn't over yet. Our mates may be ordered to reinforce the strike force sent to deal with the Sheevan warships which passed through the blockade, but it won't be long before we secure this system once and for all. Report back to the briefing room when called. Pilot. Dismissed.
Well, could have gone worse, I say, considering how we were getting owned. Through me, the way among the people lost. Okay, pilots, I think I'm going to leave it at that for this session. So far, 2 missions down. Pretty long ones, actually. I didn't expect that last one to be so long. But very well thought out, though. I really do like how they're doing this. And I absolutely love the look of the new Moloch Corvettes, though they look very nice now. They just now need to do the same with the cruisers now. But overall, yeah, I'm actually very impressed with this mod, so I'm actually glad that Walter actually introduced it to me. Can't wait to play more of it. But, you know, that's all in good time. So until then, folks, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon.